Stefano, thank you so much for joining us in Tauranga, Moana. It is day 2 of the North Island Table Tennis Champs, and we have a feast of action lined up for you throughout the day, including 13 matches, amongst them 6 finals, which will be the athletes with disabilities class 6 to 11 finals, the 1 to 5 singles final, as well as the class 6 to 7 finals. And we will culminate at the end of the day the over 30s men's singles, the under 21 singles, and also the men's C grade singles. So strap yourselves in and get ready for a day of entertainment. The first card we will see coming out will be the Open Class 6 to 11 round robin, a match between Victor Kamazona and Pallavi Kumar. They'll be out with bats in hand, ready to take action any moment now. And let's just quickly recap what a wonderful afternoon we had yesterday. We were lucky enough to crown a North Island champion in the men's, women's and also doubles. We were here till quite late, but it was exceptionally entertaining, and we'll name those that did so well for you. One of them had to be Alfie De La Pena, who was outstanding in his men's finals match to take the crown, along with Carrie Gual, who was too good in the women's individual as well, at just 14 years of age, taking out the under-15s title and also winning the Open title. We have athletes here from all over the North Island and a few from the South Island as well. In total, over the 2 days, 185 competitors, more than 600 entries, along with 47 events. So much table tennis you have been blessed to watch. And joining me in commentary is former Olympian Barry Griffiths. Another day at the desk. Barry, did you sleep well?
Yes, I did sleep well, thanks.
It was a long day yesterday, but we're geared up for another one today. Isn't it great showcasing table tennis to the country?
Oh, it's fantastic, and all the different events and categories. It's really exciting. I'm really looking forward to the para events this morning. I've been along and seen quite a few of the para players train. And I'm just excited to see them compete. In my role with ITTF Oceania, we have a program that we operate in the Pacific. It's called Smash Down Barriers. It's a program for persons with disability, and it's funded by the Australian government. We do that in Fiji and Tonga, so we have a tremendous amount of work that we do in this area. And for our program in Tonga, in 2019, I believe it won a World Health Organization awards. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's done very, very well. So, yeah, it's a very exciting area for me to watch.
And that's called Smash Down Barriers.
Yeah, Smash Down Barriers. Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah, so it's a very successful program for us. I mean, we should come back to the table tennis here, but perhaps I could touch on a bit of that as we go, as there are some really interesting initiatives that we're trying in the Pacific, as attitudes in the Pacific for people with disabilities can be a little challenging, so it's an important program.
For these para-athletes competing in the class of 6 to 11, they are the standing athletes, and first up on court on table 3 it'll be Victor Kamazona and Pallavi Kumar. We've been presented with a bio on Victor. I was going to pretend we knew all of this about him, but it is extensive and it's very interesting. I guess we can start with him. First of all, he started playing table tennis at the age of 10 at home, mucked around with a few family members in their rumpus room. We've all done that, but was involved in a head-on car accident with a drunk driver at the age of 12. Started having a few joint problems from then on. The growing pains the parents thought he was having was more complicated, and in the end was diagnosed with a form of arthritis of the spine. He got back into table tennis in his late 30s and 40s as a form of exercise. That's exciting for Victor that he is able to compete today at the North Island Table Tennis Championships in Tauranga. Nice start from Victor. He'll be pleased with that. Two serves each. Pallavi Kumar has had her two, is trailing Love 3 as Victor takes control of the serve and looks to be dominating proceedings pretty early.
Yeah, Victor's the clear favourite here. He's, I think, the favourite to win this event, and he's looking strong here. So Pallavi is struggling a little bit with the spin that Victor gets on the ball, and so Victor's at this stage running away with this game.
Interesting talking to Victor, talking about when he first started playing, he played with his dad's bats that had no rubber at all and just cork on them. You ever done that back in the day, Barry Griffiths?
Yeah.
Before you went to the Olympics, that was the way you trained?
Well, when I was very young, we trained with whatever we had, and you tried all sorts of things when you were hitting with table tennis, but when you come into competition, there are certain rules you have to comply with your bat. It has to meet requirements.
Well, Victor says that when he played with that bat, he went to competitions and they said it's not fair, you hit the ball too hard. So that was interesting.
Yeah, he looks to be a good player. From what I can see there, when you go to play, you have to have one side of the bat red and the other side black to differentiate between the sides. And so Victor was saying that he was not able to play with his normal bat because it didn't have the correct colours. So he went away and spray painted his bat to make it the right colours, but that was not popular with the players either.
He's racing away with this first set, leading 9-1 against Kumar. She's in for the rally now, though.
Oh, it's a good rally. Look at this. Oh, very nice.
Just too wide that time. Loses the point as Victor prepares to take out that first set. Looking very relaxed and comfortable. Not even...
Moves her wide. Yeah.
Playing too hard. So Kamazona manages to take that first set in this AWD Open class, 6-11 singles. It's interesting talking to Victor as well, Barry Griffiths, about the opportunities he's had to travel overseas. He's played table tennis, I think, in Australia, New Caledonia, America, Fiji, Thailand, just about everywhere. What an opportunity for table tennis players, both the able-bodied and non-able-bodied, to be able to travel the world and experience different cultures.
I think it's fantastic. I also think it's just great for their confidence as well. I mean, when you've had life-changing injuries or other health issues resulting in just physical challenges, and that can be hard to recover your confidence. But you know, Victor's found a purpose, as many para players have in table tennis, and is progressing well and feeling better about himself. It's good for him, it's good for his family and for the community, and for the community to see that he is a capable person, and just to be accepting and more inclusive is what it's about.
It's been a tough road for Victor after the car accident at age 12. He also had a work-related accident where he fell off a paper skip bin, broke his back. He actually has 2 large titanium rods and 10 bolts that hold his back together. And then you throw in a motorbike accident a couple of years ago. So he's faced adversity and seems to have fought back quite strongly and loves competing, not just locally here in Tauranga and the North Island champs, but as much internationally as he possibly can. You can't keep a good man down, and when it comes to Victor Kamazona, he is very proud of his ability to play table tennis.
I do have one question that just comes to mind for me. When you have these health issues that are occurring with car accidents and what have you, what are you doing on a motorbike?
I'm not too sure if he rides it so much anymore. I think he's been told it's a bit too dangerous. He does say that the injuries prevent him from mowing the lawn or killing the weeds at home, so you've got to pass on that one, Victor. A day pass on that, but certainly he must put in a lot of training. He is dominating proceedings at the moment in this round-robin open class. You are watching the North Island Table Tennis Championships, day 2 of action, and we are featuring the athletes with disabilities here in Tauranga. He did want to have a shout out, though, to his coach, John Tuki, that moved to the Bay of Plenty many years ago to guide him and give him assistance. And he says he wouldn't be here today and he wouldn't be competing in para table tennis if it wasn't for John.
John's a major driving force behind para in New Zealand. And he's a table tennis player himself, and is always at different events helping to set up and volunteer to be part of the organisation. But para has a special place in John's heart, and he's very supportive of these players and is a great advocate for them. So yeah, John's been wonderful.
A very subdued approach at the moment from Victor Kamazona. He wants this match to last a little bit longer and is almost providing Pallavi Kumar with opportunities to stay in each game, which is exceptionally kind, understanding, and makes for good viewing.
A good rally here. Oh, just
she's getting nice spin on the backhand. It's just not so much on the forehand.
Yeah, look, it can be difficult for these players with their mobility to get across, whereas non-para players, you can push off and move quickly from side to side. It's just harder.
We did speak yesterday during the open classes for the men's and women's singles final how important it is to get your body in the right placement and to be able to move around the table. For the athletes with disabilities, that is so much more difficult to be able to play a perfect shot to get your body behind the ball.
Exactly. Oh, what a great shot. Yeah, she's
got on the
caught
board.
Victor out there wide to the backhand.
That might be the secret. That might be where she needs to go.
Oh, Pallavi's having some good rallies here. Victor is just so consistent. Just no errors on Victor's side.
There's a nice serve, Victor Kamazona.
Victor has pimples on the backhand, which are putting a little bit of backspin on the ball, and those ones Pallavi's not quite understanding. She's putting them in the net. On his forehand, he gets topspin on the ball. So that contrast, I think, is giving Pallavi some challenges.
It's interesting. Some athletes and competitors decide to go with the pimples on the backhand, and others don't.
They do.
Is it a personal choice, or is it guided?
It is a personal choice. It is harder for opponents to play against, but the downside of it is you limit yourself as well. Because that sort of rubber is not able to generate a lot of spin, it limits the power that you've got and can mean that you have quite low margin for error if you do try to attack off that side. And we have a winner in Victor. So, yeah.
The best of three for the AWD Open Class 6-11 singles. In 2 sets, it was absolutely convincing from Victor Kamazona. It is just a round-robin clash. And as we mentioned yesterday, no rest for the table tennis wicket. You don't get much of an opportunity to take a break. Victor will be featuring in the next game as well, this time against Patel, which is another open class 6-11 singles. So he gets chances to leave the table for a short while after an 11-1, 11-1, 11-2 victory. He'll get a little bit of hydration, have a chat maybe to his coach if he's here, and will be featuring again back on court 3 for the North Island Table Tennis Championships in Tauranga Day 2. Bit of a warm-up for Victor this first match, one would assume.
Yeah, he looks very strong, doesn't he? So I think he's definitely looking to be the favourite in his group. So you probably get a couple of minutes break before his next match with Bhakti Patel.
We saw Bhakti warming up earlier this morning. She's a confident player. Will have to bring her best match forward to take down Victor Kamazona, who is at this stage on a roll.
Yes.
So day 2 of action here at the North Island Table Tennis Champs. We are featuring 13 matches today. 1 is already complete. We'll tick them off as they go along. We're down to 12. Amongst those matches are 6 finals, culminating with the over 30s men's singles. Not competing in that one, Barry Griffiths, today? You can clean them out, mate.
No, I'm just happy to be with you here.
So many people here in Tauranga have approached us at the commentary area saying, Bazza, why aren't you playing? Barry, why aren't you playing? And we're like, hey, he'd win the title. It wouldn't be fair. It certainly wouldn't be fair. And also the under-21s men's singles, not playing in that one. And the men's C-grade singles final as well. An opportunity for those on the lesser grade to try and win a North Island title.
But you know, there are some good players coming from C-grade who are working their way up to higher levels. There was a guy, Clark's son, who was in one of the lower grades just a few years ago, and he recently was able to win the Counties Open men's singles. So,
can you describe the grading system to those out there that aren't familiar with it in table tennis?
Well, it's probably a little bit similar to the likes of squash, where the grading, you have points based on your results in different events, and you then get graded accordingly and can enter Open, A, B, C, D, etc. And so, so we will be seeing the C grade match after this. But we have right here Victor back on, taking on Bhakti in the round robin match.
Trying to work his way to the quarterfinal, semi-final and final is Victor Kamazuna. We mentioned his bio before, started playing at a very young age in the playroom at home with his dad. Had a car accident at age 12 with a drink driver, which led to arthritis in the back. Had a work accident and also a motorbike accident, which you can't keep a good man down. So Victor Kamazona competing here at the North Island Champs and has had a chance to travel the world playing table tennis. We certainly haven't seen the best from Victor Kamazona so far, and Bhakti Patel will have to be on top of her game to try and take some points and be challenging here against this tremendous athlete.
Victor looks very good in his technique, short swings, good ball control, able to move it round. Yeah, he looks like a complete player.
He likes the chop as well. He's mastered that, which looks nice on a table tennis table.
Likes that on his backhand and top spins with his forehand. So we're underway. Bhakti to serve.
Nice serve.
Yeah. So sometimes it's interesting how the players serve depending on the disability. So Bhakti is actually throwing it up with the same hand that she plays with, which is quite unusual.
That would be something you would have to refine and practice a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
She got good spin on her first two serves, but unable to turn that into points.
Oh,
he goes wide there.
Very good control and a big angle and a little apology, but it's really just a very good shot.
Reminiscent of his first match for Victor Kamazona.
He's so strong. Oh, wow. Nice
Showing
forehand.
no mercy, Victor.
Yeah.
He wants this one over with quickly so he can progress through the ranks.
Wonderful control. Look at the forehand. So a little backspin shot there to the forehand and wide. It's a winner.
So this one is a round robin match. After this will be the C grade singles and then back to the AWD open class again, which is the way things are tracking along. Could be Victor Kamazuna one more time. And then we will have the final just before midday today. If all goes to plan, as we know, timings aren't always going to plan in table tennis.
Yes.
So we were broadcasting at 10 o'clock last night here from Tauranga. But it was certainly worth the wait with the quality of table tennis we witnessed.
It's difficult for organisers, I think, when you have one player in multiple events, and then you have players scheduled to play consecutive matches, and they just need a little bit of a rest. I mean, I feel for John Cordew last night, who was the losing finalist in the men's singles and had to play 3 tough matches in a row and with very little break. Just hard, physically and mentally.
I could imagine that there'd be some international athletes that would refuse to play 3 intense matches in a row and culminate in a final.
In an international event, it's not allowed. You've got to provide significant breaks, and there are limits on how many matches you can make them play in a day. It's a little bit, perhaps if you consider the tennis side of things, where players normally at the likes of a Grand Slam are going to get at least a day's break between matches. So, yeah, in table tennis, in these events, not so much.
First set goes to Victor Kamazona, taking control. He's in the black shirt closest to your screen, opposing him Bhakti Patel. They're in the category of athletes with disabilities class 6 to 11 That classing system can get
Nice.
quite complicated at times, but it's for the standing athletes.
And Bhakti's moved Victor wide to his forehand there, gave him a bit of his own treatment.
That's the idea. I think she's realised you're trying to scoot it away from me. I'll make you move as much as possible.
Oh, she's figured out his topspin serve as well there. That's good. She's really.
And she's aiming for the side. This is good.
Yeah.
3-3 at the moment in the second set. This is promising
pressure.
Promising stuff from Bhakti Patel.
Come on, Bhakti. What have you got?
He went straight down to
Sharp
that
return.
forehand.
Oh, wide ball, wide again.
Moving her all over the table.
Well, she got there.
She did. So Kamazuna at the moment up in this second set, serving and leading 5-3. He seems to be taking things a little more seriously at the moment. At the start of the set, opted for the shot at the side of the table, this time heading it straight down the middle.
Look at that, moving it side to side. He just turned the switch on and he's raced 4 points ahead.
He does have a lot of table tennis in front of him if he is to make it through to the final. If he does, that will be 4 matches. This is the second one for him. But they prepare for it. They understand the demands and the requirements of competing at a North Island Championship level. Racing away now is Victor Kamazuna, leading 10-3 in the second set, and will wrap that second set up 11-3.
Bhakti came back to 3-3 there, playing really well, and then Victor just turned the switch on and 11-3.
Does she need to make him move more? Is that the idea?
I think she does. I mean, he's controlling the table, and he's very, very good at it. I think she needs to do the same to him. I know there's some risk with that.
She's serving well. It'd be easy to say find a weakness in Victor Kamazona, but at the moment there's not too many.
Oh, I'm not seeing one. He's very good.
Leading by 2 sets, serving with a smile on his face is Victor Kamazona.
The backspin coming from the backhand side, and Bhakti's putting that in the net.
Another serve from Kamazona.
Oh, very sneaky.
Dropped it.
Making him move that time. Victor's getting the run around.
He's up to the task. This time, Bhakti
Good point.
Patel scored the point.
Oh, sharp return. Bhakti got it.
Great rally.
Oh,
Good rally. Rally of the day so far. She needs to try and stay in the game. Does Bhakti Patel? He's moving her all over to try and get the ball past her, and manages that time.
Hasn't Victor got great ball control? Look at that.
He knows exactly where he wants to put it, doesn't he?
Yeah, a lot of pressure for Bhakti there.
Great shot.
Look at that. You can see him moving around. I know the score is favouring Victor quite heavily, but I'm actually quite impressed with the effort that Bhakti's putting in here.
She's certainly asking questions of Victor Kamazona. Not leading points-wise, but forces him to play the shot and go for the win. This time, Patel picks it up, and it's her serve. Back to Victor for the serve.
Topspin serve, well handled. Oh, look at that. He's going for the forehand. A lot of pressure.
2 points away from securing the match is Victor Kamazona. It's first to 11 in table tennis, and you must win by 2 points, 2 serves each player.
And this will mean Victor comes top in his round-robin group. So, yeah, he's done well.
Match point for Victor Kamazona, and he serves. What has Patel got to stay in it? He dropped back after that shot as well. He was expecting something wide, so they shake hands. Not too challenged that time from Victor Kamazona, but he's certainly improving with each match. We say goodbye to Bhakti Patel in this AWD Athletes with Disabilities Open Class round robin match. And now Victor Kamazona gets a longer rest as he prepares himself for the quarter final. Before that, though, we will have the men's C grade singles, which will be contested between Haymans Law and Toby Chu.
Lovely forehands from Victor. That's a lot of pressure to face.
He gets a lot of top spin on that forehand, doesn't he?
Oh, he does, and then he steps in and plays the angled shot. There's the top spin and now steps in. Look at that angle.
Oh, clever and crafty from Victor Kamazona.
Yeah, he's a real thinker, isn't he?
So another convincing victory for Victor Kamazona. 11-2, 11-3, 11-4 on the back of a comprehensive win also against Pallavi Kumar. He's laid down the bat, so to speak, and has said, I'm the one to beat in this open category of the 6 to 11 open class singles for athletes with disabilities. He spends a lot of time training in preparation for events like this, has had an opportunity to travel all around the world thanks to table tennis, and shows great ngāmihi and gratitude to John Tukey, who continually pushes him as a para table tennis athlete. John Tukey, his coach, that has invested a lot of time and effort into the career of Victor Kamazona.
I'm really excited to see Victor play. We're trying to organise in ITTF Oceania a para event in Brisbane in December, and Lavina has offered to come. And
well, Brisbane's nice and hot. You and I like the heat, let's be honest. We don't like it too makariri, like it has been in Tauranga.
Yeah, I got 2 pairs of socks on.
Yeah, I bet you do, nice and warm. What is that event in Brisbane?
Well, we're working on it with an organisation called Sport Inclusion in Australia, and they have a high profile in para sport over there. So they're very much leading that and trying to organise it with the Australian government. They've asked us to conduct the table tennis event. It's a multi-sport event, and so they've asked us to conduct a table tennis event with that, and we have discussed with the world body, the ITTF, whether this could be an event that provides qualification points for the Paris Paralympics in 24, and that has been provisionally approved. So it's quite exciting, and if the likes of Victor and others could participate in that, it could lead them on a path towards Paralympics. And the challenge is there are not that many para events in table tennis, so for athletes to qualify, they often have to travel far and wide, and it's expensive. And so I know Brisbane's not next door, but it's a lot closer in some areas, and it's a real opportunity. We're also looking to hold the Oceania Para Championships alongside the Pacific Games in the Solomon Islands next year.
That's a good idea. That is a great idea.
And that's to maximise the participation. The Pacific Games is very popular, and a lot of Pacific countries attend that. New Zealand and Australia also will. So it gives the opportunity, we feel, the best opportunity for para-athletes to have good competition and have a wide representation at such an event. That's I'm trying to remember the date, is it November 2023, the Pacific Games? So yeah, we're working towards conducting more para events and activities to try and support these athletes.
Especially if these athletes have a goal to go to the Paralympic Games, which many of them do.
Yeah, very exciting, isn't it? It's and you watch them perform. It's I mean, I did enjoy watching the Olympics, but I was somewhat glued to the table tennis at the Paralympics as well. It was really some wonderful sport to watch.
It is day 2 of the North Island Table Tennis Championships. We're coming to you live from the Queen Elizabeth Youth Centre in the heart of Tauranga, Moana. Hope you're enjoying your Matariki weekend. And for those of you tuning into Stream Shop's coverage for the first time, we have a feast of action lined up for you this morning and this afternoon. 13 matches. We're down to 11 now, and we will have 6 finals for you. So hopefully you're being educated on the sport of table tennis, supporting whānau and friends, and also keeping an eye on the talent of the future. If we would earmark a player that we have come across this weekend, Barry Griffiths, that you would say one day you could represent New Zealand at some stage, one of those players would have to be 11-year-old August Zhao.
I mean, that was the...
What a kid. I want to adopt that kid, by the way. I'm looking for the papers, but no one will give them to me.
I know. The moment you started down that track, that was the name that popped into my head first. There are others as well. There's such as Carrie Guo, despite residency issues, and also Eli Ho. So, yeah, some very, very good players. But August stood out to me. His technique, his athleticism, his court craft, it was just so advanced for an 11-year-old. It's astonishing.
Yeah, the court craft was phenomenal, wasn't it? The shot selection and his ability to target Timothy Choi, even though he ended up being defeated in that match, his ability to think ahead as to what he's going to do was so impressive. And to watch it with our own eyes live was quite a joy and a privilege, and I think we will be mentioning him a lot in the future.
I think so. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it, how just the very young players can almost absorb technique and understand it. Just watching the way he struck the ball, the way he worked his body, the strokes. Technically, he's just so advanced. At age 11, the forehand that he was striking yesterday was technically, I think, the best that I saw all day, including Alfred in the final. And no offence to Alfred, I just think that technically August's forehand is almost perfect.
That's a name to watch for the future, is August Zhao. Right now, though, on day 2 in Tauranga, it is the men's C-grade singles round robin clash. Heyman's Lu up against Toby Zhu. A couple of young guns trying to make their way up the ranks of table tennis.
And this is where the grading system can be quite helpful, as it is in other sports. They may be C grade, but these guys are young players working their way up, so they're fast improvers. And C grade today, but what grade in another year? Yeah, so I think it's very good to have these grading systems. It's very encouraging.
We have 18 associations competing at the North Island Championships, people from far and wide, all over the North Island and also the South Island. How important is it to make sure that these associations have a strong grassroots coverage when it comes to supporting their players, as to developing their skills and also keeping an eye on the kids? I can tell you it's very important indeed. So whether or not your association needs funding or development, it's events like this ran by Table Tennis New Zealand that will benefit you and support you in terms of bringing your young athletes into competition. Just like these 2 young athletes gearing up for this C-grade elimination round robin match. This is match 3 of the 13 matches we will be covering for you today. The C-grade men's round robin competition. It's a do-or-die event. Win and you continue on your merry way. Defeated and you have to watch the rest from the stadium grounds. I was speaking, Barry, about the associations represented at this tournament. 18 of them, 16 affiliated with Table Tennis New Zealand. It must be so valuable and important for those associations to have good support network within their own community, to have good community network, and also to keep the numbers up to make table tennis popular for those heading to the secondary school level that have a multitude of choice as to what sport they want to compete in.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's very important that, in your local community to get that support, to get to these events. And the various associations in Auckland have strong competitive structures. So for the other associations coming to compete against them, it really provides opportunities to test themselves against the highest level players. Yeah, Auckland and North Shore have proven to be very strong here. Canterbury and others can challenge, I believe. So here in the C grade we have Toby Zhu from Auckland, and we have Hemans Low. So this is an interesting match. Toby is a well-drilled player with good shots. Almost feels like he could be stronger than C grade standard, but yeah, so I'm expecting a good game here.
Might be an opportunity for him to jump into the B grade at the end of this,
well,
challenge himself.
Yeah, it depends how he goes.
From what we've seen in the warm-up, they're an evenly matched couple. Let's get the game underway.
Well, that's a nice sidespin, topspin serve, but Toby has no trouble with it. Toby's control is looking really good.
Hemans Low certainly likes to attack early and not hold back. He didn't score a point on his first two serves. Toby Shu now. We've got a couple of lads here that like to wind it up. This will be great.
Yeah, they do. They're swinging.
Yeah.
It's good on them. Oh, a little reverse serve. Nice. Oh, beautiful footwork.
Smashed it, made it. Lovely.
Step around, bang.
A 3-1 lead now to Toby Zhu.
So Hemans Low is from North Shore, and from what we've seen of the North Shore players, they are well coached, well trained.
They've got something going on the North Shore, let me tell you.
Dan
the man is doing everything he needs to do.
Yeah, he's a tremendous player himself, and obviously a good coach.
How many competitors are deciding not to compete later in their career, Barry Griffiths, and embark upon the coaching role? Is it more fruitful for them? Is it giving back to the sport, or is it a financial decision?
I think mainly it's money.
Money talks in sport, let me tell you.
I think that the likes of Daniel and some others, particularly the Chinese coaches, are making a living from coaching. I don't know whether Daniel would like to continue as a player, but he's got a young family and coaching is his income, and we've seen this in a number of situations. So one of the top men players also, Tony Liu from Auckland, is not here because of his own coaching commitments, where he earns an income to support his mortgage, etc., and has chosen not to attend.
Is it difficult for our top athletes to commit a lot of time into the sport of table tennis when they're not as supported financially with a viability as other people in other sports?
Oh, yeah, look, for sure. Table tennis in New Zealand is a minority sport with a limited funding, and there are just practical issues where you've got to look after your own finances as well. I mean, many of them have a passion for playing, but, you've just got to make that budget work, don't you? So 7-5 to Toby Zhu. This is a very competitive match.
Hemans Low looked like he was struggling early in this first set, but has found his rhythm now. Good body placement. Moves well. Both of them move so well around the court. A couple of teenagers bouncing their way.
That's a good standard. Position. Wow, look at that.
Aggressive, isn't he?
Two big forehands, and he's caught Toby up.
Locked up at 7-7 in this first set of the men's C-grade singles round robin clash.
Toby's feeling the pressure.
There are so many lessons that you can learn in the sport of table tennis at this level, being a North Island championship. One of them is not just being a great server, developing the spin, or having a tremendously powerful forehand. It's coping with pressure under pressure.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, there are times when it will not go your way, and you've just still got to hold it together enough to keep the rally going. But here we're seeing Toby with a run of errors, and although Hemans is playing well, Toby has given some points away. You've just got to keep it going and keep working that rally. Like this. This is the kind of rally Just keep working and things can go back your way.
Hemans-Loh takes that first set against Toby Chu.
Interestingly, he came back from 5-7 down to win 11-5, so that's 6 in a row. He played well, but also Toby just made a few errors.
Is the secret to try and put the last shot away from your mind if it didn't go well for you? I mean, it's easier said than done, but is that the key? We've seen it even with the open men's and women's singles, where players in the men's doubles yesterday were leading the final set 5-love, but ended up losing that set because the pressure culminated in poor decision making and making errors. Do you put that behind you? You'd know, you've been to the Olympics.
Yeah, well, you have to. You can never guarantee that you're going to win a certain point, but you can guarantee the method in which you play the point. And that's all you can do. So it's really focusing more on the process than the result. In my view, the result takes care of itself. You can not guarantee it, but if you do the right things often enough, it will hopefully work out on the scoreboard for you as the match progresses.
Are you a fan of not looking at the score and focusing on each point? Because it must be difficult not to look at the update.
Personally, it gives me some problems. It has always given me problems when I play because I often do not actually know the score. So if the umpire makes a mistake, I've had issues at times where I've not picked it up. I don't actually think the score is particularly relevant. The only time when I worry about the score is when it's approaching the end of the game, and the reason that I think about it then is what I would have done during the game is try and figure out what was effective, what did my opponent not like, what was working for me, and then as we approach the end, I will have held a couple of those things back, and I'll pull them out at the end just with a couple of points to go to try and have my best plays at that crucial 9-all moment or type of thing where you just need 2 to go. So I'm then looking to put my strongest play against my opponent or what he doesn't like. That's the only time that I think about the score.
Comments there from 8 times national champion Barry Griffiths, who has put the bat down momentarily and picked up the microphone. Welcome to the dark side, my friend.
Well, thank you. I'm an amateur. You are the professional here.
We are in the second set of this men's C grade round robin competition, and we do have a game on our hands. Both these competitors are locked up at 3-all. Similar styles. They're enthusiastic. They have great shot selection, and they want as much play to get underway as possible.
Well, it's a nice serve and forehand follow-up. A little more topspin on that one. Caught Toby out. Oh, wow, that was lovely. Boy, Hemans is a strong player, isn't he?
You can smash that forehand. We get to see it again, thank goodness. This is a treat. Let's watch him get in the air. Wow.
Beautiful footwork.
Lovely technique.
I suppose we shouldn't be surprised when we are looking at the results and performances of the North Shore players. They have been outstanding.
They're certainly producing some wonderful table tennis players on the North Shore. They've been dominating several proceedings here in Tauranga at the North Island Champs. Hemans-Loh is another one as well that has that powerful forehand. Missed it that time.
It's the right thing to do, you know, he's missed it. And the thing, as you said, is not to worry about it. If that ball goes there again, swing at that again. You know, most of the time that is a good decision.
Too big this time from Toby Chu. So Hemans-Loh in the lighter blue shirt goes for a towel break. Every 6 points in table tennis, you get a very short towel break. Go over, wipe the sweat from your brow, take a deep breath, walk away from the table. Say a couple of nice words to the referee. Make sure the umpire's on a happy side, and then back into it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's necessary. I mean, you just don't want sweat coming off your brow onto the ball or the table. It just will affect the play.
If it does, if there is sweat on the table, you're not allowed just to wipe it off, are you, Barry?
No, with COVID protocols, you're actually not allowed to wipe your hand on the table anymore, and you need to ask the umpire to do it or provide you a cloth to do it.
This is a nail biter at the moment, second set of the men's round robin C-grade singles. Hemans-Loh leading by just 1 point. Toby Shu will not hesitate on that massive forehand. They don't all go in, but he loves the shot. When it does go in, he's not shy to celebrate either.
A good long serve,
Lovely
catches
serve.
him out.
That might be the key. Keep serving long to Toby Shu.
So yeah, Heeman's just a couple of errors there. Nice serve from Toby. Wow, that forehand.
Rally.
Wow,
Rally.
wonderful forehand cross court. Toby has come alive. Steps around.
Oh, to the
straight
body.
back to the body.
Clever shot.
Isn't that interesting? He was up. Toby was up 7-5 in the first, and Heemans came back to win at 11-7, so 6 in a row. In the second, Heemans was up, I think 9-7, and Toby came back to win 4 points in a row.
The set over, winning 11-9. Time for a drink break. Toby Chu took his time to warm up and find his feet. He's certainly putting his feet in the right place at the moment. Has superb movement around the back of the table to get into position.
This is a good game to watch, isn't it? Look at that, the coach, young coach, giving the wisdom.
It's a stressful job being a coach here in table tennis, especially at the North Island Champs. We've seen a few nails bitten, a few shirts chewed on.
Yes, that Wayne Gear shirt.
They'll have to get a new shirt every hour if Lisa Gear continues to play. We had an update on her injury. Apparently it is a right ankle injury, which she might have niggled in a game of basketball a short while ago and came back to haunt her in the North Island Champs.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. She was playing so well, and she was leading Carrie Grove 5-2 at the moment of getting that injury, which is a great outcome considering that Carrie basically won everything yesterday.
Right,
Step around forehand.
Closest to your screens, you do have from the North Shore, Toby Shu up against Toby Shu's the Auckland shirt on the far, the dark blue shirt, not the light blue shirt. With an advantage of 3-2.
Oh, good serve.
Great serve, nice and deep. It's incredible how athletic some of these athletes are in terms of the North Island Table Tennis Champs. So much is required of them to play at this level in terms of fitness and their ability to maintain stamina and endurance throughout several matches. These kids are really fit.
Oh, big forehand. Yeah, these young kids play multiple events. They're basically playing all day. It's tiring for them. What a forehand. Wow. Heemans has just turned that forehand power on, hasn't he?
With a 5-point lead. Maths isn't my forte. Right, so it's only 8-3 at the moment. Toby Shu serving.
Wow.
That forehand is so powerful. We're really close to that shot. I'm not sure where you're watching it across Aotearoa, but we are only a couple of metres away.
Look at that step around, and he drives in from his right leg, drives into the ball. He's
One
just,
more to go to take the set.
Just gone up another gear, hasn't he? Not a bad time to fault, though, if you're going to fault.
Fortunate for Toby Shu that he did. Got the yips.
Well, I think he's got enough of a buffer here. He'll be all right.
Sometimes that buffer can play mind games, can't it?
Yeah, you just...
It's like I'm nearly there. I'm 5
I
points,
know.
I'm nearly there.
That's what
Then
you're
it's
saying,
3.
not thinking about the score, right? And that's what you're mentioning. And
Nice,
now
aggressive
4 in a
shot.
row for Toby. Maybe Hemans is just thinking too much about the score. Just one more.
With the serve now, Hemans Law. Great rally,
lovely.
too wide
well
that time.
controlled. 2 games to 1 to Hemans.
Lovely rally from these 2 C grade players, entertaining table tennis already.
Wonderful movement.
Has coaching been something that aspires to you, Barry Griffiths?
I've been asked to coach a number of times, and I just prefer to help out. If someone asks to train, I'll train with them, and I will provide advice. So if I have been able to find some weakness in their game, for example, if they're interested in receiving advice, then I'll...
You think they would be?
A lot of them are. I think sports people in general, the nature of high-level sports people is that they are willing to receive criticism, and as long as it's got the potential to help them. And so, if I've used a certain pattern of play that they're struggling with, I might just sort of pause. We might be playing a game. I might just pause the game and say, actually, I did A, and you responded, and then I did B, and I can see it's giving you a lot of trouble. I did that because I wanted this return. Now, here's how you could respond to nullify what I was trying to do. Have a think about that.
Valuable advice.
Well, sometimes you just need to be able to get inside the opponent's mind. And sometimes you don't know, and they may not realise what the opponent's doing. But you've got to know. If you don't know, who's going to be on top,
2 sets to 1 at the moment in favour of Hemans Law, who is down by 1 point in this 4th set.
That strong forehand again. Look at that.
Nice, delicate blocking as well. That was lovely table tennis.
4 in a row. And Toby was hanging in there, but 4 big forehands in a row. How do you defend that? Look at that.
Hits it the same way every time.
Wow.
Generates so much power.
It's the one down the backhand that finished the point off. And here it is down the backhand.
He loved that, didn't he?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, well. Oh. Wow, they're going shot for shot, aren't they? Great game.
Nothing in this C-grade men's round-robin clash. Heyman Law serving. Down 3-4, scores a point.
Yeah, it's nice to watch. They're both hitting big shots and scoring points with that. No errors at the moment. High standard.
They'll both be going up to B grade if they're not careful.
Wow. Yeah, this feels higher than C grade standard to me.
Great shot. Great shot in table tennis. Great shot from our camera operator as well. Five apiece in the 4th set. Nothing separating these 2 young C-grade players at this stage.
Look at that forehand. It's just relentless.
So hard to defend a shot like that.
Yeah,
just comes at you so fast.
You get 1 or 2 back, you're feeling good, and then another one comes. Look at this. Look, he did well to recover that. How do you keep recovering that?
Should Toby Zhu stop feeding that forehand?
Well, yeah, it's easier said than done, because Hemans moves well, doesn't he? I mean, you clearly want to limit the forehand, but how do you?
Heyman's Law leading 8-5 in the 4th.
And that was partially the answer. You see how wide he got that to the backhand, making Heeman's moved further, and it forced the error. Backhand rally now, pushed him wide, again effective. Well, Toby's doing the business in these last few points.
Just within 1 point here in the third set. Hayman's Law is leading 2-1 in the sets.
Good side spin, top spin serve.
He's just a couple of points away from taking the match, is Hayman's Law, but it is Toby Shu with the serve.
Oh, wonderful change of direction.
Cracked it. I love that shot.
Look, it looks like he's going wide to the forehand with it, and then he just holds it there last second, down the backhand. Clean winner. Beautiful.
Remaining alive in the competition is Toby Shu, 9-all now in this fourth set.
Heeman's has the advantage of the serve. Key moment.
What will he do? What
he's
serve
thinking,
will he do?
He's thinking. Side spin, top spin again. They're into the rally. Too passive there by Toby. That ball, Heeman's hit the ball to his forehand, and he just played passively when he has been attacking the whole game.
Too wide, too long.
Again, I like the way that Toby made him move wide to the backhand, put a little pressure on that strong forehand. So with 10-all, that's a match point saved.
Toby Shu with the serve.
Steps around, beautiful step around. Big risk. Hits it beautifully.
He had to make it, otherwise it was over.
And look, if Heeman's had blocked it back, and Toby was way out of position. Oh, wonderful. He's caught him out.
Great return.
And he takes the game. What a return. Heeman serves, steps around his backhand, hit the forehand, but Toby puts it down the line.
Toby Shu had to work so hard to win that set.
Got him on the back foot. He's out of position, goes for the big shot, and the error is forced. 2 games all. Exciting.
Very exciting. We'll go to the fifth set in this men's C-grade singles elimination match. Both of these young Auckland-based competitors, one from the North Shore, would love to progress through to make it into the quarterfinals and semi-finals of the men's C-grade, here contested later on today in Tauranga. Frustration setting in there for Hayman.
Well, he had it, didn't he? He had a match point, he had his big chance, and now we're all square. I tell you, one thing I'm really loving about this match is the coverage from the camera operators and the team there. We're getting close-ups on the players and the replays. It's really just a new experience for me to see from the live stream of table tennis.
Very important for the sport of table tennis to have decent coverage, and they have that through the provision of Stream Shop today. So those watching at home, settle in and enjoy the coverage.
It's a nail biter.
We thought about having a production match during the break, and bags being on your team, Barry Griffiths. Me and you.
Yeah.
I don't know what Eric's got. I don't know. He talks it up a bit.
We'd be the dream team against the stream team.
We'll have lunch before that. Might need to carbo load, I think. The fifth and final set of the men's C-grade singles in Tauranga. It'll come down to this one, and it will come down to who wants it the most, who's prepared the most, and who keeps the coolest head. 2-1 at the moment to Hayman's Law.
I think the key for Toby has got to be how he's positioning his returns to limit the effect of Heeman's big forehand. So at the moment, Heeman's has got the advantage, 3-1, and serving. That's a good return.
Oh, he's making him move.
Wow, wasn't that a good angle?
He's making him move. Just clipped the edge of the table, managed to keep the ball on the table.
4-1, and they change ends at 5 in the decider. Around they go. Umpire changes the score around.
Always in the deciding set in table tennis, you'll have a change of ends.
I like these replays.
Such effort, such determination from these young competitors.
So it looks like we have a timeout here. And I would say probably called by Toby as he's down. Wants to slow the momentum that Hemans has got. He's getting a lot of wisdom from his experienced coach there.
Who looks like his younger brother.
Yes, yes.
Is that the only timeout he will be able to call for the match?
Yes, for the timeouts, each player gets one timeout per match, so that's his only one. But Hemans has one in his pocket still, so if things tighten up, maybe he will use it.
That can be a strategic move, can't it?
Absolutely, breaking the opponent's momentum. Oh, wow.
Great shot.
Toby was in control, and one big forehand changes it. Strong serve. Wow, he's looking strong.
Very comfortable fighting back from that fourth set defeat is Heyman's Law, leading 8-1.
Yeah. Look, we see this often, the swings that are going. I mean, Toby was up 1-love and a string of 9 points in a row for Hemans.
It can happen so fast, can't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. If you have a little bit of a slip, if the opponent gets strong, it can just turn. 10 in a row and match point. Match
point for Heyman's Law. Toby Shu, closest to your screen, serving.
And it's out. 11 in a row, game and match to Hemans Law. That was really impressive effort. What a way to finish it.
What a great 5-set match to tick off the Open Men's C grade. It was 2 sets apiece heading into the last. Heyman's Law looked disappointed in the break just prior to coming out for the 5th set, but something happened. Maybe the timeout. He got a little few words of wisdom from his coach, and he'll be really pleased with that performance.
Yeah, smiles there, and happy. Oh, that's Alex Liu there, obviously, just congratulating him. Alex's semi-final in the men's singles. He will be competing today in the under-21. Will be one of the favourites in that event. Very solid player.
Was that the semi-final against John Cordew?
Against John Cordew. Very exciting match. It was not on our live stream, unfortunately, but it was just the match for John. That was his second in a string of 3 matches in a row against Alex Liu, and what a marathon that was. It was a long, long battle. Exhausting, but, you know, John appears to be very fit.
I counted a few 10-plus rallies in that match.
There were, John.
Easily.
Yeah, they're both so steady. It's a high-quality match.
We have seen John Cordew return to the stadium again today. He was Christchurch-based. He was competing yesterday. He's returned as a supporter today. Not sure if he'll have the bat in hand.
I'm not sure he'll be in the under-21s somehow, and that would be the only event he'd be eligible for, so I think he's out.
Good to see him supporting table tennis that's being showcased here in Tauranga.
Well, John does a lot of coaching in Canterbury as well, so he's supporting the younger players to progress, and Canterbury has done well here. They're always a strong side, so it's good that they've got the resource of John there.
Right, we're counting down to the 4th match on our daily calendar of the North Island Table Tennis Championships. It is the athletes with disabilities under 19 ambulance singles. It is the final. We will crown a champion at the end of this one. Matthew Britz is up against Keegan Jackson. Now, it is the North Island Championships, and we have had players from Canterbury and far south competing. Keegan Jackson has made the trek all the way from Southland to compete in the championship. So you can see Matthew Britz in the New Zealand black and white shirt closest to your screens, warming up against Keegan Jackson, who's travelled here from Southland. That's quite a hike. Good effort.
It is quite a hike, and I haven't seen either of these players before, but just watching them, they both look good technically, so this could be quite an interesting match. Yeah, look at that, nice forehands, backhands. Well, I'll be expecting this from you, Lavina, in our challenge match later on.
Well, yes, I did mention that it is doubles and you're my partner.
Well, it's alternate shots, so, you know, you'll have to be contributing half of the time.
Oh, I thought it might have just been alternate hands on your behalf. Oh, right, okay, it's all coming out now.
No, sorry.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry, we can take them down.
Yeah.
The rest of the crew aren't looking too confident when it comes to taking us on, which I totally understand.
Remarkably quiet they are.
Great to see the fans still turning out here in Tauranga, and the support network, grassroots table tennis exposed here at the North Island Championships. It's day 2 of coverage. Day 1 culminated with the finals in the men's and women's singles, and also the men's and women's doubles match. Highly entertaining it was. Taking a look at Max Henderson there, based in Tauranga, on the other side of the court after celebrating his title with Matthew Ball, who had a very big afternoon and evening of table tennis.
Absolutely, yeah. Matt Ball also played a lot and has been a stalwart for table tennis for many years. Yeah, and Max is just, he just loves table tennis. He just trains all the time, always training and working at his game. Great technique, very powerful player. And we have a start here.
Matthew Britz in the black shirt closest to your screens, up against Keegan Jackson of Southland, and they're locked up at 1-1 at this stage. This is the final of the AWD Under-19 and Blitz singles. So a champion will be crowned at the end of this one. Britz to serve.
Nice backspin serve, rallying away. So we're all tied up. Oh, lovely forehand. Look at that movement.
Playing with conviction there is Keegan Jackson.
Gone for the big backhand. That's a difficult shot to try.
A shout out to those controlling the matches here in Tauranga over the last 2 days. I think we underestimate the importance and value of having someone umpire and referee a game of table tennis. Certainly a vast of experience and talent coming forward to control the matches, and it wouldn't go ahead without them.
No, absolutely. They give a lot of their time as volunteers, and they're long days for the umpires as well as the players. So I know they're tired. We caught up with a couple of the umpires after the events last night, and they just had a quiet warm down. And
cup of tea?
A quiet cup of tea or other choice, and yeah, just relaxed after the night. But, you know, back up again early and into it again today.
So Britz trailing Jackson at the moment 3-7.
Jackson's very
comfortable.
Yeah, very patient Jackson has been.
How important is a patient game in table tennis?
Well, I think it comes down to your decision-making process. If the odds of the shot, attacking shot, are against you, you may well be better off being patient. You know, there's no point going for something if it's unlikely to have good odds of success.
Are there shots where you're just setting up the next shot?
Yeah, like here, for example, there's a nice block down the line, and you got the loose ball and put it away. It's a great shot, Keegan.
Keegan Jackson from Southland leading this first set 9-5.
It's a good player, Keegan.
He looks comfortable. We spoke yesterday in day 1 of coverage just how the best players in the tournament look so relaxed, and we use the word effortless in their game. And whether or not you're talking about swimming or running or basketball or table tennis, when you're an effortless competitor, you're a great competitor.
Those are the people that somehow seem to have more time than everyone else. And yet, obviously they don't, but it looks like they do.
And in the game of table tennis, you cannot buy time.
Oh, it's very quick. So, Matthew Britz has caught up almost to 9-8 down. Oh, nice push backhand wide to the forehand, and that's been an effective play in the last few points.
Interesting saying Jackson looks so comfortable at the back of the table, but his serve has not been that effective so far today.
No, I think at this point it looks like Matthew Britz has become more patient and more willing to move Keegan around, and he's now got game point. Great comeback. I just misjudged that ball, unfortunately. So we're 10-all. Have to win by 2 points and one alternate serve each here. Great forehand, wasn't it? Caught him out wide.
pushed him deep with that shot as well. So Brits leading 11-10. Game point for the first set for Matthew Brits. And he gets to serve.
Good backhands. What a rally.
Oh, great stuff. We'll go to 13.
Yeah, so, yeah, just saved with a big forehand there from Keegan.
Not much separating these
Look
two
at that
competitors.
backhand. Beautiful. And bang. Yeah. Well, another game point for Brits here.
Here's a chance for him to win the first set. And he serves.
He's gone for the wide serve. That's a shock. A real surprise.
That's a good serve. Very good serve to go wide.
Isn't that interesting? He hasn't done that the entire game, and then that last game point, out comes the long, fast serve, and Keegan just totally caught unawares.
Matthew Brits there of North Tamaki defeating Keegan Jackson in the first set. It was a nail-biter, went all the way. Not much separating these two competitors. I'll take a short break and a rest before they come out for the second set. It's a best of 5 matches for the final of the Athletes with Disability Under-19 Ambulance Singles. And this time it will be Matthew Brits to serve. At the far end of your screen, closest to your screen, is Keegan Jackson of Southland. Starting this set like they finished the last, going shot for shot at this stage.
What can Keegan do to change that? Oh, what a backhand.
Lovely backhand.
Oh. Wow, there's just no response to that.
Good insight, great length.
I think he's got to watch out for that, Keegan. I mean, that's a number of times that Matthew has caught him with that backhand from out wide. Oh,
that's 2 in a row.
Both wings.
Both times Keegan Jackson served right down the hey diddle to Matthew Brits.
Look at that return and finishes it. He's good off both wings, isn't he?
Yeah, both sides.
Wow, we're seeing some stuff from Matthew. Nice serve, high and forehand.
Went for the smash.
Well, that was the right thing to do, you know. He
Well, it worked both times before.
Got the ball there, just didn't quite execute it. There's that backhand again.
Patient play and then goes for the whack.
Wow, great recovery, Keegan. Yeah, just turning defence into attack there.
Leading the second set is Keegan Jackson of Southland, serving the ball.
Well, he finally misses that backhand. Well, I think you're right, Lavina, about Keegan's serve. It's a little bit innocuous and not really gaining much effect. I think that's something he might need to work on as he develops.
And it is an element of his game that he can assess after this championship and work out what he needs to work on.
I think the beauty of the serve is you just don't need anyone to help you. You just get a bucket of balls and away you go.
Is that the secret, just over and over again? Because we saw last night with John Cordu with his serving, remarkable stuff.
That serve of John's is
I loved it.
It's very special, and I mean, I haven't spoken to John about it, but I expect at a younger age there would have been some buckets of balls involved in the development of that.
Yeah, it was so deceptive. We could hardly see where the ball was going or what it was doing.
Yeah,
so
I
imagine
was
being at the other end of the table.
Yeah, I was having trouble picking it from here, which is it's a bit easier from here than on the table. There's that backhand. You can see him winding up, and the technique is lovely.
Just slots it.
He doesn't overhit it. I just like this. Just caresses it. It's very nice. Oh, look, a surprise serve again.
Lovely serve.
But you know, he's pulled that out at key times, a couple of times now, and he's got a 2-point break.
He's a clever player, is Matthew
He
Brits.
is, and there's the backhand and forehand combo. Wow.
He's in the zone at the moment.
I'm impressed with this guy. Oh, look, great control. Goes for the backhand down the line. He's been hitting cross court all the time.
Cross court works for him.
Long serve again, gets the weak return and puts it away.
Gets the point as well, 1 away from taking the second set, making it 2-0.
He's a smart player. I mean,
is clever.
in many respects, these guys are evenly matched, but Matthew Britz is just doing things at those key times.
He's very relaxed.
Yeah, looks relaxed, yeah. Mind you, sometimes it can be slightly deceptive how someone's feeling on the inside. But look at that backhand.
The nerves would be setting in for these players, knowing full well not only are they competing at the North Island Championships, but they're featuring on the stream live coverage. A little bit nervous knowing that the family at home can keep an eye on everything that you're doing.
Oh, well, they are.
During the game.
Yeah, I think they're doing their families proud.
Yeah, they are. So 2-1 for Matthew Britz of North Tamaki. Up against Keegan Jackson of Southland. Jackson needs to find something special here.
John Tukey in the background there with the blue cap. He's actually one of the key organisers behind para table tennis in New Zealand.
And also the coach of Victor Kamazona.
Yeah, and just next to John on his left is little Alfie Lynn from Nelson, who's one of the real characters in para table tennis. I'm not sure if we'll get to see Alfie today. He's in the intellectual classification. But he's a good player, loves his table tennis. A lot of fun to watch.
So under the pump in the third set is Matthew Britz.
Well, it's do or die, isn't it, for Keegan?
Well, we mentioned he has to find something special. This is the set that counts, and at the moment, Keegan Jackson is up. Love 3, receiving the serve, which has lost a bit of punch at the moment from Britz, but he finds something special that time to pull one back.
It's a lovely backhand. I really like that backhand from Matthew. Caught out.
The idea was good, but lacked the execution that time for Keegan Jackson.
Good return. Look at that.
Place.
Short. Gives himself the opportunity.
Oh, keeps it alive. What a rally.
Wow, look at this. Oh,
rally of the day.
Wonderful.
Great stuff. 3 apiece now in the third set. Britz is hoping to get this one over in a few minutes. Keegan Jackson is hoping to prolong the match as long as possible. Britz takes the point up 4-3 and with the serve in the third.
Britz has such a lovely relaxed technique on his attack, backhand and forehand. I think Keegan Jackson is a strong player, and yet Britz is handling it very well.
Certainly showing potential are both players competing here at the North Island Table Tennis Champs in Tauranga.
I actually liked that serve that Keegan did, but it was just dealt with. Watch this. The first time he's done a long serve, and bang.
Wow, what a return. No answer to that one.
Very confident now.
6-4 leading in the third is Matthew Britz. Certainly in the zone. Nice serve to the side of one of the wings.
Wow.
And slams it back.
Rips the backhand.
Looks like he hardly hits it and yet generates so much
Just
power.
caresses the ball, I think. Here's the replay. Look at that.
Beautiful flag.
Bang. It's a beautiful shot. Yeah, it's hard to know what to say to Keegan here. I mean, he's not doing a whole lot wrong. Matthew Britz is just playing a fantastic match.
He's a clever table tennis player, is Matthew Britz, as he races away to 4-9 in the third set, hoping to have it finished in 3, and there it is again.
He's just become super confident now.
That's the superpower.
The superpower.
Need to keep it away from that one, Keegan Jackson.
Well, yeah, I know, but his forehand's not bad either.
Lost that one on the serve. So, 5-10, match point to Britz.
A nice rally here.
No one's willing to take it. Yes, he is. He
Big
winds
forehand.
it up.
He just misses nothing. What a great player he is.
Winds it up and takes it 3 sets to love against Keegan Jackson. That is the final of the AWD Under-19s ambulance singles. Congratulations, we do have a North Island champion. He is from North Tamaki, and his name is Matthew Britz, and he put on an imposing display this morning here in Tauranga.
Yeah, wasn't that impressive?
You can get a highlights reel of his shots, and it's just so difficult to pick which ones you want.
I love his backhand. It's just so relaxed and fluent. But, then when it comes to his forehand, is there a gap there? No. He hits a forehand very well also.
As you say, it's not like Keegan Jackson played bad. It's just that Matthew Britz was so good.
And especially in that third game when it was sort of going along evenly, and then Matthew just turned the switch on and became confident and was just hitting better and better as it went. Beautiful play. John Tukey there giving him a little chat afterwards.
Never short of a word is John Tukey with advice for all athletes. So that is the final decided for the Under-19s AWD Ambient Final. And Matthew Britz is our North Island champion. Day 2 of action at the North Island Table Tennis Championships continue here in the Bay of Plenty. We're coming to you live from Tauranga's Queen Elizabeth Youth Centre. A full program of events is lined up for you, counting down to the open class 6 to 11 singles. It's a quarterfinal match for the athletes with disabilities. Hugh Batchison and Keegan Jackson of Southland will be facing each other. If you're watching the live stream at the moment, Keegan Jackson is closest to your screen with the longer hair, the hair that's out. We could refer to that as a Southland mullet, perhaps. He's just come off a match against Matthew Britt, so he'll be well warmed up. And he would have learned a few lessons throughout that match as well. He will be hoping to implement in this open class 6-11's quarter-finals singles clash. Win and you go through to the semi-finals. Lose and unfortunately you can say goodbye to your chances of winning a title. The warm-up is underway as the players gear up to start the match. We learnt from the last one, the last match prior to this one, that Keegan Jackson just needs to work a little more on his serve to be more of an imposing player. Has a tremendous forehand. You can tell he puts a lot of time and effort into practicing. Lots of practice balls in a bucket, just hitting. And he's come a long way. I think he has travelled the furthest when it comes to this tournament, coming all the way from Southland. We do have competitors also from Canterbury. It is the North Island champs. This is the quarterfinal of the class 6-11 singles, and things are underway with Jackson starting with the serve and picks up an opposing error. So he goes 1-love up. Great start from Jackson.
It was a nice serve. I think he should have used more of that serve in his last match, but you know, I'm not sure anything could have changed that result. I'm looking forward to seeing what Keegan can bring here. Oh, heavy backspin serve catches him out.
Luke Atchison there with a big hit and managed to skonk Barry Griffiths in the head. You did well.
I think I must have upset him.
You're a good ball boy as well, so you've scored a couple of balls throughout the last 2 days, so I'm sure that you're not taking them home with you. Placing them back on the table, which is very important. Jackson to serve, down by 1 in the first set of his quarterfinal.
Nice topspin. Atchinson's got some
he's a tall
interesting
player,
shots.
Isn't he?
He's tall, isn't he? Look at that. Heavy backspin, handles it. Heavy topspin. Yeah, so he's got a lot of spin in this game. You can see that he struggled with that.
That looks good.
Another heavy backspin serve fault. Oh. He's a tricky player. Nice forehand. Nice movement from Keegan. Oh, again, look at that.
Straight to the body.
Yeah.
It's not a shot you see all the time, but can be so effective in table tennis when you don't give your opposition time to unwind and wind up.
Yeah. This is tight. Oh, gone for the backhand. Look at. Oh, nice movement from Atchison, but good defence from
Good blocking
Keegan.
from Keegan Jackson of Southland. They're both in the zone.
Fault serve there. Can't afford that. And gets caught out by the heavy backspin return.
Atchison to serve, furthest from your screen.
Nice, pushes him wide, draws the error.
This will be a nail biter, just the first set, best of 5. At the moment, Luke Atchison is leading 8-7. Keegan Jackson with the advantage, not serving this time. It goes back to Atchison, so he's got a good chance to move forward here.
Steps around, makes the error, and we are all square.
What will Jackson do with the serve here? He opted for the short serve, didn't quite make it.
And time for a fault.
Gives one away.
Oh, lovely step around forehand from Atchison.
It can happen
2
so
game
fast.
points.
All of a sudden, you're in control, leading by 2, and you're serving.
Fault serve, some nerves out there.
That is a nervous serve from Luke Atchison. Jackson comes within 1. Not afraid to spin it, is Atchison?
Yeah, heavy topspin, and Jackson appears to have learnt. And we're back at 10-all. Must win by 2 points. What serve now? Do not fault. Good, good. Oh, caught him out.
That was a hesitant shot, wasn't it?
Hesitant shot. Short ball, heavy backspin. Mistake. Heavy topspin catches him this time. Game to Atchison.
Atchison takes the first of 5 games here, winning 12-10. You need to win by 2 in table tennis. It's often first to 11. If you're not going to win by 2, the game continues. Atchison riding a wave of confidence now as we count down to the second set. But Keegan Jackson is just there at the corner of your screen having a chat with John Tukey.
Indeed he is, and yeah, a little high five there. Keegan needs a bit of encouragement. He's not been winning these games, but they've been close, and I think he's playing reasonably well. He just needs a few breaks.
He needs it to go his way, which it doesn't always in table tennis.
Yeah, this is where it's hard. You know, he's lost 4 games in a row, 3 in his previous match and the first one here, and I actually don't think he's done that much wrong. In the first game here, 12-10. Be nice to see Keegan get some confidence going. Well, I think he needs to keep the ball off the Atchison forehand. It gets generates a lot of heavy topspin. Oh, good serve.
That was a great serve. That had heaps of spin.
Yeah, very nice.
The racket did not know where that was going to go.
I like that backhand serve from Jackson. It's
he might want
effective.
to implement that more.
Yeah. Nice block. I thought he was in trouble.
Jackson takes the lead in the second set after losing the first.
Fault serve.
The Southland player now serving, up by 2 in the second, up by 3 now. Luke Atchison just not attempting with that return of serve, not finding the mark.
Oh, good forehand. Just misses with the follow-up. Well, I like the Jackson forehand.
Great shot.
Yeah, I think that's the weaker wing. He's got to pick on that Atchison backhand. Good serve. There's that backhand serve you like.
One of my favourites. It seems to be effective for him. He scores points off it. I'm sure John Tukey will say to him more of that.
So why go to the forehand?
When it's working for you.
Well, he hasn't lost a point doing that backhand serve for a while, and then goes to the forehand serve. So I just don't understand when players have something that's constantly working and then you change.
You'd only change if your opposing player has nullified it and made sure that they can counter-attack it well.
I agree. If something's working, keep it going until there's something has changed. So anyway, he's got a good lead. Back to the backhand serve again and wins the point immediately. And he's going to the forehand serve. What? I don't understand that. And loses the point.
I'm sure he will revise coverage of this and pick up a few tips to improve his game. Well, Keegan Jackson.
Lovely forehands, 3 in a row from Atchison, and he's
coming back.
Coming back to 8-9. This is where I think sometimes confidence can have a factor, and Keegan's just been a little hesitant in the close moments.
Didn't really want to play a shot then, did he?
Yeah, very safety focused, but Atchison's solid. Use the backhand serve. Good lad. So 9-all.
9 apiece.
You want to go to the backhand serve. It's been the effective one. Let's go for it.
He does.
Good boy. Point immediately.
Gets the point.
Stay on the backhand. Good lad.
Game point.
And another good serve. Out maneuvers him.
On the net. Puts the hand up. I'll take the point.
And he steals the game.
Takes the set. A little hesitant at times, Keegan Jackson, to go for the big shot.
I just think there's just a little confidence lacking, and perhaps winning that first game today is going to give him a bit more confidence and a bit more faith in his shots. His shots are good.
2 sets into this open class AWD 6-11 singles quarterfinal. Jackson from Southland beating Luke Atchison in that second set, 11-9. Go to a third set here. Keegan Jackson serving.
And he's going back to the backhand serve. I think maybe John Tukey has told him.
It works.
Good movement, good rally. Yeah. Atchison is good at manoeuvring the ball around and then stepping around and using his forehand. Very sound play.
Atchison took the first set 12-10. Keegan Jackson fought back in the second to win by 2. It's the best of 5. We will go to 4 at the minimum.
Now the forehand there that Jackson is hitting, sometimes playing the shot safely is actually not safe. I think he's not quite swinging through his forehand. Little hesitation. You're better off to swing fully. Look at that,
like
full
Atchison
swing.
did.
Full swing there from Atchison, and that's going to generate more spin and speed, and in many respects also more control. Look at that.
And it gives him so much confidence because he has
Beautiful.
faith in the shot.
Yeah, you just have to.
Luke Atchison leading 6-1 in the third set.
And he's doing it with his big forehand.
Controlling proceedings at this stage. Leading by 7-1 now. With the serve closest to the screen is Keegan Jackson of Southland. Needs to find his way back into this match. Needs to make sure he remains in the game. He might be kissing goodbye to this set, but there will be another one, and we've seen him in action. We know he can fight back and win. Needs to find his cool and rely on mistakes from Atchison. 9-2 in the third to Atchison.
Heavy backspin serve.
1 point away from taking this game.
That's a good serve, that. He's got to keep away from the Atchison forehand, or certainly at least make him move wide, whatever he does. Too passive.
11-3 takes out the third set, does Luke Atchison. Makes it 2 sets, 2-1. Comprehensive performance that time. We'll go to another one. It's best of 5 in this quarterfinal clash. Atchison is back out on court, standing near the table, willing for things to get underway, but John Tukey is passing on his experience and knowledge to the young Keegan Jackson. I'm sure he would be pleased with his serve now, but might be saying to him, mate, if you're going to go for the forehand, make sure you go for it completely. Back yourself. You're a good young player.
Here we go. Oh, nice placement, isn't it? And finishes it.
Set it up nicely for himself.
Beautiful angle, wasn't it? And the wide forehand catches him out and finishes it. Now this is where I'm a bit worried for Keegan, is he's just putting too many balls to the Atchison forehand. Just got to keep it wide. There we go. That's putting the pressure on his backhand, but doesn't pay off.
Go from wing to wing might be helping him. It's not easy to do. Easier said than done in table tennis. It is.
Oh, he's on the board, so here we go. Look at that, stepped around nicely, Atchison. I like that forehand.
Just blocking after block after block from Keegan Jackson. Trying to set it up for the right shot.
Yeah, kept it a bit tighter there. He's just got to move it off that Atchison forehand. Again into the body, it's catching him a bit.
Luke Atchison having a quick conversation with his bat, telling it it's not behaving well.
Wonderful, look at that, stepped in.
And such a tall, lanky player as well, has such reach, can get as close to the net as possible.
Interesting serve, but no problem. Yes, some players do have conversations with their bats when the bat's not doing the right thing for them.
All locked up in the fourth set. Atchison up by 2. Keegan Jackson to serve.
Keep it on his backhand there, Keegan. Just needs to bend that leg a little more to be able to drive into the ball. Just a little.
Oh,
Whoa.
that was nice. We haven't seen that power weapon for a while.
No, what a shot.
More of that, Keegan Jackson. More of that.
Here comes the replay. Look at this backhand that's coming up here. Where did that come from? Bang.
Flipped
Slow motion.
Right, so Luke Atchison chasing the win. If he's first to 11, he will take this quarterfinal title. He's leading at the moment 9-5. Is receiving the ball and is 2 points away from taking the match. Finds the tape, does Keegan Jackson, has a little smile and says, thank you, I'll take that, and serve again. Here I come, says Jackson.
Backhand serve. Nice angle. Look
Nice.
at that ace.
Right, that was beautiful and had spin, so the ball dropped. Within 2 now, Jackson. Off the tape
Another bit
again.
of net luck, and it's going his way. Pressure's back on Atchison. 9-8 serving.
Luke Atchison needs to keep his cool here if he wants to take the match out in this set.
Nice backspin serve.
It's a game point, set point, match point.
Yeah, Jackson struggled with it. Well played, Atchison.
There we go.
Forehand misses. Game and match to Atchison 3-1.
Quite tricky to see the ball that time as to whether or not the point went to Luke Atchison, but it did. So this quarterfinal went to 4 sets. In the end, it was Luke Atchison who manages to continue his merry way in this competition. Too good that time for Keegan Jackson of Southland, who has certainly improved his game with every minute he has spent at the table.
Yeah, that was a very good performance by Atchison there. Jackson's not an easy opponent at all, and a great result for Atchison.
So Luke Atchison will count down to his semi-final clash. That isn't the next match we will have out on court near the table for you. The next game will be an under-21s combined doubles final. That will be exciting. Max Henderson will be back at the table with Alex Chow.
Yeah, Alex, I mean, I call him Alex Liu because that's how I know him when I train with him, but they have Tao down there on the score sheet. So I think it's Alex Liu Tao, and they are a strong pairing. Alex lost a close semi-final in the men's singles against John Cordew last night, and Max also lost to John Cordew in the quarterfinal, I think 4-1. So, you know, they're both very high-level players, both definitely top 10 New Zealand men, Alex and Max, up against Griffin Buchanan, who I'm not very familiar with him, but David Waller is a Canterbury player who has come good. He beat Josh Alexander yesterday in the singles, which was a big disappointment for Josh, but David played super well. He's got a powerful game to him. So it'll be interesting to see how they can cope with the high level of Alex Liu Sao and Max Henderson.
So it's the young guns out on court in the under-21s competition. They are fit and fast and furious. They'll show no mercy to each other. In the blue shirt, you can see Max Henderson. He'll stand out, but him and Alex Liu Chow, they are two of the fittest competitors competing here at the North Island Championships.
Well, both pairings have been on training tables for the last hour warming up, so they're very prepared for this match, and a lot of preparation has gone into it.
Buchanan and, well, have come all the way from Canterbury competing in the North Island Champs, so they train together incessantly. Max Henderson based here in the Bay of Plenty. He's one of the local favourites. He's a very energetic player. He performed well in the individuals yesterday. This is day 2 of competition of the North Island Champs in Tauranga. Plenty of action lined up for you, including 6 finals. One has already been contested in the under-19s ambulance singles. That went to Matthew Griffiths. This is a final. The champion will be crowned. We also have the AWD Class 6 to 7 singles.
This looks to be a good match. They're
They're pumped, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pumped, and
pumped.
they're all nice strikers of the ball. There could be some good rallies here. Griffin serves short, catches Henderson. What a rally to start the match.
Great rally.
Whoa,
That's
fantastic.
a taste of things to come, starting with a short serve from Griffin Buchanan. He'll get another crack at that.
Oh, they're putting the challenge out there.
Brace yourselves, table tennis fans.
Again, that's a good start to the rally, and they're on top. 2-0 to the underdogs. That's a very good start.
Some of the viewers today, Barry Griffiths, might not be familiar with the rules of doubles table tennis. Can you go through that briefly?
Yeah, so each player has to play alternate shots. And then when serving, you have to serve from the forehand side to the other forehand side. That's from a right-hander's perspective, so diagonally.
Now, the tricky part is the alternate shots, isn't it?
Yeah,
Getting out of the way of your partner.
Play your shot, get out of the way, and then move around to be ready for your next shot. So you see Henderson hitting a forehand there, getting out of the way, and would have needed to come back into the court for the next shot.
Nothing between these two sides at the moment.
Nice
Clever
play. Henderson goes for the big backhand, no contact. I'm impressed with these Canterbury players. They're putting the pressure on early.
Well, they've headed up north on a mission, and that is to take a North Island title back down to Canterbury.
It's actually my first time seeing both of these players live. Being a bit of a table tennis nut, I do at times watch the Facebook stream for Canterbury Table Tennis Interclub. I know that's a little bit of a sad thing to say,
No,
but I
get that. I'm the same.
I have seen both of these guys play on the Canterbury Interclub Facebook page. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Do they have a strong table tennis fraternity in Canterbury?
Yeah, they've got a lovely stadium in there, and they have a strong coaching program. And these two guys are two of the best young players on the male side that they've got. Yeah, very good standard. Backhand down the line was going to be a winner. Henderson steps round. He smiles, knowing he's caught out. Cheated death. Look at that sharp cross court. Griffin misses the put away. What an opportunity.
He rolls his eyes, does Griffin Buchanan, saying that was there for the taking and I let it go. Plenty of communication from both sides, above the table and beyond. We'll see some signal.
Yeah. Well, they've gone, Griffin and David, they've gone from 4-2 up to 7-4 down.
Smashed it again, not quite making it.
So it looks like Alex and Max have pulled themselves together, and they have a dominant lead now. Short serve, gone for the flick, maybe not quite reading the serve. Towel break is allowed every 6 points, so at 8-4 that enables the second towel break if they want it. That short, tight return, lovely shot there. Maybe Griffin might have been a little bit too far back. Here we go, 4-8 serving. Short backspin, short return, tight play, catches him out. He was expecting it wide to the forehand. Looking quite confident now, Henderson.
And very focused.
Oh, what a wonderful return of serve. You could see Griffin just step around to his backhand corner. Henderson picks it, goes wide to the forehand, catches him. Look at Griffin's feet here. Little step around. Uh-oh, bad call.
Couldn't get there.
And then he's got to try and recover.
There we have it. We have jumped to a quick replay. We can tell you, though, that Henderson and Lu Chao have taken that first set 11-4. They are favoured to dominate this match, but from what we've seen from this Canterbury duo, they've got plenty of artillery to come on out on the table in the second set.
And how interesting, Lavina, that the Canterbury guys were leading 4-2, and the game was then won by Liu Sao and Henderson 11-4. That's a 9-point run of points in a row. We saw that in a couple of previous matches. Just interesting how the focus can change a little bit of confidence, a little bit of concentration, and it's gone in the blink of an eye. These guys started so well, and then they just lost it.
It can happen so fast in table tennis.
Especially when you're up against tough opponents like these. They're not going to give you any slack. You've got to keep that pressure on and maintain your standard. The moment that drops, a whole swing of points can go against you.
Taking the first set is Max Henderson and Alex Lu Chao. They're closest to your screen. Henderson in the blue shirt on the left. A quick chat as we've got Griffin Buchanan on screen there, receiving the ball. Oh, I love that.
Around the back.
He did that one. Like he did that one for the camera.
Yeah,
he
that's
loved
for the camera.
That one.
Yeah. So
we
Max,
love it, Max. We love
Max is giving us the big wave. I think that Max will be replaying that one a few times for his fans.
You know what? That one makes the show real, no matter what. Win or lose, Max Henderson. That one is making the show real.
He can't get the smile off his face. It could cost him a few points as he keeps smiling.
I loved how he pointed to the camera and then to the commentators. That was absolutely golden from Max Henderson there.
Yeah, he loves his table tennis.
Remaining focused is Griffin Buchanan, ready to serve, leading 2-1 in the second.
What a backhand. Oh, he had the opportunity to put it away while there, but just made the error. Great defense retrieving those two balls. Look at this. What a backhand. Saved again. Just great defense, isn't it?
Really is the key to make the shot and then get out of your way.
Gone for the big wide return. A little bit too ambitious, I feel. Especially against Alex. He's so solid.
David Woolley about to receive the ball.
So another ball in the court. So that's a let.
Nothing in this second set.
Slightly long serve. Waller picks it, goes for the put away, makes the error.
We remind our viewers this is a final clash chasing a North Island title in the under-21 combined doubles. A lot of effort has gone into getting this far in the competition, and both sides desperate to take that title.
Yeah, just struggled to recover and get back in court there, Waller. Drop shot.
Nice drop shot. Lovely drop shot from Henderson. Such finesse from a powerful player. Delightful to watch.
Backhand serve, nice. Very short, tight return from Alex.
Alex Lu Chao taking control of the match now.
Yeah, look, controlling it, stopping the opposition from attacking. So you can see now that Henderson and Liu Sao are getting more attacking opportunities in the rallies, and it's having an effect on the scoreboard. So Henderson attempted a drop shot and just slightly heavy hands, and the ball popped deep, leaving Alex Liu Sao in an impossible position. Alex steps across here, expecting the safe ball from Max, and didn't happen.
We're in the second set of the under-21s final. It's the decider for combined. Chao and Henderson with a grapple on this match so far. Griffin Buchanan and David Wali are going to have to find something special. Need to find some sort of synergy.
Touch. He's got it back. Oh, powerful. This time Griffin puts it away.
Great rally. Excellent table tennis.
Look
Exceptionally entertaining.
Big forehand. Griffin steps in. This time, his positioning is perfect.
Great timing.
Little towel break, and Max giving Alex a bit of advice, deciding on what serve to do from the sound of that, the little hand action. We're going to see any signal under the table from the players here?
Haven't seen a lot. We saw a lot more yesterday, but there was the signal.
Well, there was the signal. I'm not quite
spin,
sure.
no
well,
spin.
I'm not quite sure what that one was, because that was Max waggling his little pinky and moving it around. I haven't seen that one before. Oh, look, and Alex gives him the signal.
Different partners have different signals, don't they, in table tennis?
It's like multiple foreign languages.
You have to be quite masterly in
so what do we
reading
got
those
there?
signals.
That
No spin,
looked like
no
a little
spin.
looks like a little topspin signal to me, but no, it wasn't. Yeah, off balance slightly. Griffin's positioning, footwork, just not quite right.
So Henderson and Chow hoping to take the second set, receiving the ball, pressures on the Canterbury duo. What can they do to stay in the match?
Drop the shot and put away, but what a save.
Great rally.
What a fantastic rally. Great play.
Keeping alive in the competition is Buchanan and Wali.
A signal from Henderson there. I'm just wondering what signal Lavina would use for doubles.
I've got plenty of signals, don't you worry, Barry.
I've gone for the big forehand, just
He loves
misses.
it. He prides himself on that shot. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't ever seem to bother Max Henderson if it does or doesn't.
No, he's never going to die wondering. He's going to die swinging. Here we go, short, safe serve. Max goes again.
Lost a few points now. Pressure's back on Chow and Henderson.
It's the way that Max plays, and it's the third towel break in this game now, so a little bit of an opportunity to reset.
How much training are these athletes putting into a tournament like this? Do they train daily?
Yes, they very much do. Certainly, the player I get to observe most would be Alex, being Auckland-based, and he's a hard trainer, and he's very fit.
Do you train a lot with him?
Well, he's asked me to train once a week with him on a Saturday, and even prior to our training, he will have done at least 1 or 1 to 2 hours with a coach prior to, and then we go and train. And I'm feeling, after 2 hours training with him, I'm exhausted. And how are you feeling, Alex? You all right? Yeah. I'm going to have a hit with someone else after. So,
You're like, go for it, mate.
Yeah. Just go and do it, Alex. Just don't tell me you're going to do it. I don't want to know.
Is he regarded as one of the fittest on the circuit in the country?
I think he is, yeah. Yeah, he's just like a table tennis machine.
Looking confident at the moment is Max Henderson and Alex Luchal.
2 games to love. It's a strong lead.
The Canterbury duo came a long way to try and win this final. They would love to take the title back with them, but at the moment, in the 2 sets to love victory, it's 11-4, 11-8. Improving every time is the duo of Buchanan and Wali. They'll have to find something special to try and knock off the perch this very confident mixed duo.
Yeah, it would be interesting playing doubles with Max Henderson. If you've been around Max a whole lot, you know he likes to chat. And so you've got to...
Always chatting about table tennis is Max Henderson.
He's a big talker. Oh, what a shot. Clips the edge, but it's a big shot. Very nice.
Great shot, and rewarded for the bravery of making that shot.
Here we go, short serve. Good returns. Alex steps in, winner.
Good teamwork there from Buchanan and Tauranga.
Short play. Griffin a little bit too far back there, gets caught out. Heavy backspin, does the flick, good shot, catches
Good
Alex
shot.
down the middle.
Straight to the body.
Yeah.
Forced Alex back on his feet.
We don't
Wasn't
like that
balanced for
one,
that
yeah.
shot.
Very difficult when it comes fast into the body. Again, wide forehand again, takes the line, a little piece of edge. Very hard for Henderson and Luso for that.
So here comes Canterbury leading this third set, one they need to lead and they need to win. They're up 3-1 with the serve. Doesn't hold back, does
I
Buchanan?
like that they're being aggressive. I mean, they're up against the favoured pair, and attacking is how they're going to win their points. Yeah, I get that he missed it, but it's the right shot.
Great rally,
Yeah,
force
into the
them way
body,
back.
into the body again,
That's
catches
the way
him.
to do it. That was good defence from Henderson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is the third set of this finals clash of the under-21s combined doubles. At the moment, the team from Canterbury in the red shirts closest to your screen need to win this set to remain in the match. So all the pressure's on them. And then you've got to put up with that shot from Alex Lau Chow.
That was a great example of Henderson not going for a big shot, but a positioning ball, knowing that Alex was sitting there with his forehand for the next shot.
Lovely serve from Henderson.
Look at that movement by Alex there. He's on the backhand corner, makes it all the way to the wide forehand, and still generates an attacking shot for a winner.
Buchanan to serve.
Good short serve, nice backhand. Heavy topspin Max, not quite getting over the ball.
Is it more physically demanding to play doubles than individuals?
No, definitely singles is harder. I mean, you've got to recover faster. You play your shot in doubles and you have that little gap when your partner plays the shot and you can come back around. It's definitely easier physically in doubles. What a flick. He's gone for the high-risk return.
They know they have to win this one. They can't hold back now, this Canterbury side.
Look at this, right into the corner. It's over the table. He's got not much room to swing, so he has to get a swing in from over the table. Very hard to do. Great shot.
Great shot that time from David Worley. They're within 2 points now as Buchanan and Wall. Leading 7-5 is the duo of Henderson and Alex Louis Charles. They win this one and they take out the final and will be crowned North Island champions. They're certainly a confident couple. Can't blame Buchanan for going for that big one.
He's going for it, but there's weights a little bit on the back foot as he moves around. You actually need to be pushing off the rear leg going forwards. Oh, lovely.
Strong shot from Alex.
Yeah, look, Alex is just so solid. Very rare that he makes an error.
You would describe him as a consistent player?
Very consistent. Watch this movement here. Just steps around. Note how he pushes off his right leg, weight transfer into the left leg. Perfect.
Match point here for Henderson and Lou Charles. Henderson to serve. Short.
Oh, surprise long serve. Caught him out.
There we go.
Unusual
a bit of
in
a
doubles.
fist pump, a smile on the face.
That was clinical. They really executed that well.
They're a power duo. You'd expect to see more of them competing together.
Well, I guess so. I mean, they're not from the same province, but they're obviously a strong pairing, similar age. So that could be a thing. They combined very well there and put that match together in a quality way.
They did have good synergy throughout the match.
Yes, they played for each other. So they played a shot that set their partner up for the next ball,
And that is so important in doubles.
It's a good understanding of how to play. It's not just about trying to hit a winner yourself. It's about setting your partner up. Look at that serve. It just caught him by surprise totally, didn't it?
They are our North Island champions of the under-21s combined doubles. Alex Louis Charles.
Slow motion there from the camera team.
Camera team's on fire.
Oh, they're preparing for the challenge with us a little later, aren't they?
No one seems to pay attention to that anymore. So winning that in straight sets. Congratulations go out to our finalists. Plenty more table tennis heading your way this afternoon. More finals galore, more champions to be crowned. Stay with us and make sure you tap back in to the Stream Shop coverage of the North Island table tennis champs in Tauranga.